Today I'm going to read one of my favorite books ever called The Tickleoctopus. One morning, about 1,000,000 years ago, Ugma awakened with a bone in her nose and a frown on her grumpy face. As usual, she reached for Ugpa and gave him a painful pinch. Ugpa sat up with a start. "Bup!" he bellowed. Then he spat on the floor and fell back to sleep. Thus, Bup the cave boy awakened to another unhappy prehistoric day. Bup had to do all the chores by himself. His older sister Zerg had been carried away by a saber-toothed tiger. His older brother Hotrod had fallen into the lair of a giant cave bear, and just yesterday little Nug, Bup's baby sister, had vanished. Because they had lost their other children, Ugma and Ugpa were determined to keep Bup. Before going out to hunt that day, they rolled a great boulder in front of the cave so wild animals couldn't get in. "Bup! Grum!" they bellowed, which meant Bup stay. Then they tromped away. Bup hiked to the pond at the back of the cave to practice making grim faces. More than anything, the cave boy wanted to be just like his parents when and if he ever grew up. But no matter how hard he tried, he could never look as horrid as they always did. "Arrgh!" he screamed. A tear of frustration rolled down his cheek and plopped into the small pool. The tear made an ever-widening ripple. The pond began to froth and churn. Then, out of the depths, a strange new animal emerged. The pinkish creature with wiggly arms didn't make a sound as it moved toward the boy. Bup tried to run away. But the creature reached out and tickled him under the chin. It tickled his ribs, beneath his arms. The cave boy's face changed, and a warm glow circled his heart. Something wondrous began to happen. For the first time in the history of people, someone smiled. Bup liked this new feeling. He tucked the animal into his pouch, then squeezed past the boulder and went in search of his ill-tempered parents. Before long he came upon his father, who was busy stalking a woolly mammoth. "Ugpa! Mugwump! Mugwump!" Bup shouted, which meant, "Dad, look what I've got! Look what I've got!" The cave boy's shouts frightened the timid woolly. With a fearful bellow, the mammoth galloped away. A horrible grimace spread across Ugpa's angry face, a grimace so foul that 2 of his teeth popped out of their sockets and fell to the ground. The caveman reached for his son. Bup knew what to do. Quickly, he opened his pouch and released the creature. "Onar ba ba ee ba nagus," the caveman cried, which meant, "Oh no, stop, stop, hee, stop that tickles." For the first time in the history of people, someone laughed. When Ugpa could laugh no more, Bup stuffed the animal back into his pouch. Together, the father and son set off to find Ugma. Before long, they came upon the cave woman picking berries down by the mud slump. "Aye!" Ugma screamed when she saw her happy family. Fearing they were ill and possibly contagious, Ugma jumped in the mud to save herself. Bup knew what to do. He opened his pouch and released the creature. "Oh me! Mana girls! Oglies! Ugma cried, which meant, "Oh me! That tickles! I like it! The giggling cave woman threw mud up into the air and slung it at Bup and Ugpa. For the first time in the history of people, someone played. When everyone was covered with mud, the creature jumped back into Bup's pouch. "Arwug!" his parents asked, which meant, "What is that thing?" Bup thought for a moment. "Umnaga!" he shouted, which meant the Tickleoctopus. Smiling and laughing, the family walked on down the path. First, they tickled the cranky tribe that lived by the volcano. Then they tickled a scowling girl who had tamed a saber-toothed tiger. She turned out to be Bup's older sister, Zurg. They tickled a growling boy who wore the skin of a giant cave bear. He, they discovered, was Bup's older brother, Hotrod. And finally, they tickled a pouting baby they found beneath a banana leaf. Nug! Got eep eep noogie! They cheered, which meant, Nug, we found our little Nuggie. Bup's sister had simply been misplaced. At last, Ugma, Ugpa, Zurg, Hotrod, Bup, Nug, and the Tickleoctopus returned to their cave to celebrate. That evening, everyone stayed up late, smiling, laughing, and playing. Today, about 1,000,000 years later, times have changed. People no longer live in caves, and many of the animals that roamed the earth in the days of Bup are extinct. There are no more saber-toothed tigers, giant cave bears, or woolly mammoths, and sad to say, the Tickleoctopus is gone too. Or is it? I hope you enjoyed the Tickleoctopus, and I will see you guys tomorrow.